Welcome to MacGyver's Workshop, where you never know what we're going to be working on next. If you're not too careful, you just might learn something.
Okay, so we got the top line back up where it doesn't take a NFL linebacker to, push down on the top to get it to line up. So the other thing he's got going on here, and I'll take the camera off the tripod here and show you. He's got an issue. Apparently this is another common issue. We'll watch it. Apparently they make a popping sound. Alright, so, and what he brought with him was a little plastic gear that they use to fix it. So I've never been into one of these before, but by golly, I've rebuilt a window regulator motor a time or two.
They sell metal ones, but I don't want to put a metal in there because...
That's your safety.
Yes, that's what makes it...
Yeah, so there you go. So let's get MacGyvering, shall we? I'll go through the process here, and then I'll have to set my camera on the tripod as we work, but I'll give you the close-ups in advance here. So what we've got is, we got a bolt or nut here, there, I'm sorry, yeah, right there, 10 millimeter, here, here, and then we have to undo this connector here, and this whole thing will pop out, and then I got a nice spot cleared on my bench, and we're going to take, because we're going to have to set this thing face down, and that's obviously a painted surface, so we are going to use our fender cover. Thank you, my son Nicholas. Okay, I know all you Corvette people are going to be like, ah, Ford! But you know what? It's all good, man. There you go, Nick. Thank you for buying me that. And so then we'll have a nice, clean, soft, squishy surface that won't scratch our paint up. And we're going to go ahead and get that out of here. Alrighty then. Jim Carrey. Of course, we don't really want that to fall down anywhere if we can help it. Because God knows there's probably all kind of places it can go. You really don't want to put any kind of power tool to this, because this seems a little stiff coming off here, almost like it's like a lock nut or locking nut or something. And that's getting a little stiff, so, because that bolt, that stud has some rust on it, so we're going to shoot that with a little bit of penetrating oil before we go any further with that. Now, I'm not going to go blasting this paintwork with penetrating oil. So the trick to that is you take and you spray it on a rag. And you get that rag soaked real good with it. And then wrap around that thing and squeeze that paper towel on there. That way you get plenty of that penetrating oil on there. Let it sit for a minute. And while that's happening, I think I'm going to go ahead and undo this connector. We'll try these guys. That's coming nice and loose and easy. To put this back together, we're going to want to make sure we get our body lines right. Alrighty then. While I'm doing this, Jerry's inside the car. He's going to screwing all the trim back together from the target top. Again, I'm not wise to the ways of Corvette, so I'm not sure exactly what this thing's going to try and do when I get this last nut out of here, so I'm going to hold on to it. Lay all that there, and it should come out nice and gentle. And there we go. And we'll set it nicely on the workbench here. I'll move my camera.
Outsourced job on that one.
Nah, half of these the General Motors are. I think it's a 6.5, but it's a really uncommon socket. A 1/4 inch fits it. Now it would be nice for the us to be able to get this last bolt out of here, but that's not going to happen. So what we have to do, I really don't want to screw with the alignment of this because I'm seeing a lot of stuff here with shims and slots and stuff like that. So I'm not going to mess with any of that down in there if I can avoid it. But this one here might be a bit of a challenge. So, because the way this thing all lines up,
I think they just take that off. This all comes out, and you leave all that alone.
yeah. But to get that out, wow, look at that. That's loose as hell. How about that? So yeah, if we can, but you can't get, so you can't get to this bolt back here. See? So you can't do that without taking this whole thing out. And I'm really not crazy about that because that sure looks like a lot of alignment difficulty. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try with a 1/4 inch wrench and get in behind there to get that screw out. So take cover off. Yeah, that's all we need.
Yeah.
And I hate to take the whole damn thing apart just because of that. So we're going to roll our wire out of the way and that come loose quite a bit, but that can work in our favor because we can always smidge this a little bit if we have to. So, alright. Look on the wall over there, Jerry, on the right-hand side of wrenches, and there should be a 1/4 inch. Do you see a 1/4 inch? I mean, I wouldn't be averse to even clearancing that a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Because,
Yeah.
you know, when they put this thing together at the factory and they lined all that stuff up, I'll bet that was a bit of a challenge. Really, all we need to do is just get this gear cover off of here. I mean, those bent needle nose and big ones hanging up there, ones that are upside down. Almost looks like a gynecologist tool or something. Hold me down there. Chris Fix, I believe, is one. He's pretty much the go-to on how to fix these motors, and he had to take and completely remove the motor, primarily just to get that last little screw out, and I'll show you here. You know, the only real difference, I guess, between this and Chris Fix's deal is I'm not going to remove this motor. I just bent this out of the way a little bit to get that last screw out, which allowed me to get this cover off. And then, of course, we'll have to go back through here still and knock this pin out to be able to slide this piece out with the gear, but that's okay. Alright, so what we got to do now is we got to knock that little pin out right there. And to do that, we are going to use what's called a pin punch. Now, what we really want to do is we want to prop this up on something here, so we want to support this assembly here. And we certainly don't want to be framing on the headlight door, that's for sure. Now, Jerry, if you can reach around here and press down right there. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so we can do that. Alright. Now, once we knock this pin out of here, that's definitely not a Mikey pin.
No.
If that was a Mikey pin, we'd be fighting with this all day.
You got it.
Alright. Alright, and that, if I can get in frame here, that is our little pin. There we go. Alrighty. And as you can see, that gear is pretty well cheesed up. So we're going to clean all this mess up, and then we'll work out putting our new gear back in. Now, with the benefit of technology and compressed air, we're going to clean all the spooge, plastic spooge out of there. Oh, and there goes the bushing. Didn't know that was in there, but that's okay. We will make sure we put that back in there.
Another one. 3 of them.
Yeah, so it's got a, that's what sets the end plate in it, I guess. And then, of course, our worm gear looks good. Alrighty then. And of course, what happens really is all this falls apart inside here and just turns to dust. So we'll clean this off and then we'll put our new gear on. Okay, so there's a couple of things about this, okay? When you go to put those little things, the little bushings in there and then press this in, every video I've seen, they just go la 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 la, skook, and pop them in there. Doesn't always work that way. And you'll swear up and down that them bushings are too big, but they're really not. If it gives you fits, you just take your socket like that, set it down, and with a soft plastic hammer, you can tap it down in there and it'll go right in, and you're all good to go. So, and I, like many of the other folks out there, do not recommend a brass gear unless you absolutely positively know that you're not going to close your headlights with a branch stuck in there or something like that, because this is your safety. That's this plastic gear. It's sacrificial. It's supposed to be. So, you know, this thing lasted since 1994, and it's all good in the hood. So we're going to shoot some grease all in here and make it nice and gooey, and we're going to put this back together. Don't forget your little clearance washers there.
Get all three of them.
Yep. And put that back together, and then this is actually going to get interesting because like you see on all these other videos, everybody's, oh, it's easy. Well, it is easy, but this is on the driver's side. On the passenger side, the motor is backwards, and you can't get this cover off on the outside, so we're going to have to take the other side apart. So, but we'll get to that. So we're back to where we need to be now, and we will get ourselves together here. Alright, so this motor's done and ready to go back in, and you would think it, you know, hey, it's easy peasy, but no. Hell's about to begin, because when we do the other side, that's going to be more difficult because this motor's facing the other way, and supposedly that gear's not as easy to get out. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and bolt the headlight housing back in place, and we'll get on the other side. We'll hang this back in here like so. Started here. Don't have to worry about them falling out. Alright, so that one's back in. Now comes the fun part. Okay, on this one, we're forced to take the motor off because the removable cover is on the inside here by the motor. So that's what we'll start by doing, is we'll knock this pin out, get that out of the way, and then we'll have to go ahead and we got no choice but to pull that motor out. You don't want to scratch your headlight bucket up. You hold your finger in there, and you can keep your Torx bit at a slight angle. You can stay away from that headlight bucket, and you don't want to scratch it up. And of course, once you get it broken loose, then it's an easy matter to just thread it out by hand. We're gonna work her off of there. How about that? Now we can get at the cover here, which is on the opposite side of the motor, but hey. All that is 2 more screws. And we hold this back. So basically what you see us doing over here, or can't see us doing, is we have to hold the brushes back while we stick this motor back in here. And that is indeed a royal pain in the ass, but it's not impossible if you have faith and determination.
3 sets of hands.
Looks like we're in like flint now. They're not clicking and clunking anymore. So there you have it. Whew, that was fun. So that's how you change the front wheel bearing on a 1994 C4 Corvette and fix the target top, align the target top, and fix the busted gears in the headlight door motors. And what else did we do? We fixed a weather strip.
Front end, yeah, weather strip and front end emblem.
Oh yeah, we did the little emblem on the front end. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps you guys out there. And you know, please check us out, subscribe, feel free to comment. I welcome all comments, good, bad, or otherwise, you know. And I'll answer any questions. You can always hit me up directly at MacGyver's Workshop at gmail.com. And do please subscribe and click the little bell icon so you'll be notified every time we put a video up. Because like I said, you never know what we're going to be working on next, and if you're not too careful, you just might learn something. Thanks for watching. See you later.